Now, Pakistan government begins crackdown on opposition a day after rival leaders held a massive rally demanding Prime Minister Imran Khan's resignation. PMLN leader Maryam Nawaz's husband, Captain Safdar Awan, has been detained in Karachi. Maryam Nawaz said that the police broke into her hotel room in Karachi and detained Awan, who is also an active member of the PMLN and a retired army officer. Police say that Awan has been detained for violating the sanctity of Muhammad Ali Jinnah's mausoleum in Karachi by chanting slogans inside the tomb. Interestingly, the arrest came in response to a complaint lodged by the member of the ruling PTI. The complainant also named Maryam Nawaz and other PMLN leaders who were present with Awan at the time of the incident. Earlier, Prime Minister Imran Khan said that Nawaz Sharif will be lodged in an ordinary jail and not a VIP one when he returns to Pakistan. Khan was responding to Sharif's criticism of the Pakistan army. Remember now, Sharif is currently undergoing treatment in the UK.
तुम्हें यहाँ आम जेल के अंदर डालेंगे, VIP जेल नहीं होगा। गरीब आदमी लाखों की चोरी करे तो वो तो बेचारा जिन हालात में जेलों में रहता है, और जो अरबों पैसा चोरी करके बाहर ले जाए, बच्चे अरबों रुपए के घरों में रहें और वो जाके VIP जेल में ठहरे.
Responding to the Imran Khan threat, Maryam Nawaz said that she was not afraid of being arrested.
तुम्हें यहाँ आम जेल के अंदर डालेंगे, VIP जेल नहीं होगा.
में ट्वीट किया गया था, अगर कोई ये समझता है कि जेल में कोई सहूलियात थी तो वो गलत समझता है. ये जो धमकियां है ना, ये किसी और को दें.
और गिरफ्तारियों से खौफ ज्यादा तो नहीं?
2 दफा गिरफ्तार होके 4-4, 5-5, 6-6 महीने जेल काट आए हैं. अब गिरफ्तारी से किसका खौफ? जो खौफ था वो भी खत्म हो गया.
And for more details on this, senior journalist Emma Shine is joining us live from Lahore. Thank you so much for joining us. What do you make of these developments and the crackdown, the arrest of Captain Safdar Awan? What do you think?
Number one, the crackdown to some extent and blockages of the routes where the protesters were going to go. Those routes were blocked even before the first power show of the opposition. This was the second power show, a big power show by the opposition. The opposition political parties really, the big thing was not just the huge turnout, but also the fact that for the first time in the history of Pakistan, mainstream political leaders were not just blaming the military institution, they were also taking names, and they were taking names of generals, not just retired generals, but the sitting chief of army staff of Pakistan, General Bajwa. Nawaz Sharif was taking his name and calling him out. Similarly, yesterday as well, his daughter Maryam Nawaz was also taking names of generals, and these weren't the only ones who was doing that. It was almost every political party going out there, breaking those red lines, crossing them, and naming and shaming those who were not. And you know, it was ridiculous watching it on television because we were switching different channels because they were censoring every word against any general. So they were trying, the only thing we were trying to look for is a mistake by some TV channel that they were not able to censor, and we could hear what they were saying. And it was yesterday that Prime Minister Imran Khan already threatened the opposition that I am going to come after you because I have power and I will arrest you. And it's in Pakistan, it is known that the Sindh government is part of the opposition alliance. However, the chief of police in Sindh is seen to be a tout, quote unquote, a tout of the military establishment. And this is what has happened, where the Sindh government is saying that it wasn't us. The police comes under Sindh government, and the Sindh government is saying it wasn't us who broke down the door of Maryam Nawaz Sharif's, hotel room, and it was actually the powers that be, the invisible powers that were criticized, who actually asked the Inspector General of Sindh to, against his own government, take this action.
So, would you say that this is in retaliation to the massive rally yesterday?
I would have said that this is in retaliation, but then Mr. Prime Minister Imran Khan didn't leave it for me to say that. Mr. Imran Khan said it himself. He said he will retaliate. He went as far as saying that even NAB, National Accountability Bureau, which he has been maintaining is not under him, which is going after the politicians. Prime Minister Imran Khan went as far as almost saying that even the NAB is under him. And he said he will use every possible method to get these people arrested and throw them in jail. And he was desperate to do that because he's been saying a lot of things and doing almost nothing. So this was something that he had to do. On the other hand, Captain Safdar, the husband of Maryam Nawaz, is also somebody who is known for doing ridiculous things. If you see the video of him going to the Quaid-e-Azam's mausoleum and chanting slogans, of course that's a ridiculous thing to do. But, going and opening, breaking open a hotel door and arresting him as if he is a terrorist or something is completely, it does not coincide with his stupidity.
All right, and very strong views there. What can we expect going forward?
The most unexpected thing is already come out. Mainstream political parties naming current military establishment leadership and former as well. So there's going to be a crackdown. There are going to be negotiations. We can see already, it's happened before in Pakistan that political parties joined hands and they created, a big change. They actually got into the government. They made a joint government. But then the military establishment also is, we have to look at the history, is responsible for giving birth to many of these political parties. So the military establishment sometimes throws a bone, and some of the main components of this democratic alliance, usually, they leave the alliance and they go to the military side. The military assures them that they will give them a chance to rule the country like they have given, it is alleged, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, the current government. So far it seems that the momentum is being gained, but we can also see that they are trying to create rifts within the opposition party. The first rift was that Nawaz Sharif was not going to address the public in the last, in the last protest, but the government was trying to make a big deal out of it in a way that Nawaz Sharif is not allowed to do that. Similarly, this move is not just about arresting PMLN leader. It is about trying to put the blame on the Pakistan People's Party to create some sort of a rift. Because this government, the only chance this government has is that some kind of rift prevents these people from working together. If they work together, I think a big change in Pakistan may as well be expected.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us with all those details. We will continue to track this.